It's Replay, everyone. I'm your host, Andrew Reiner, and we're playing Jet Force Gemini, presented in widescreen and Dolby Surround Sound.
Whoa.
I got Ben Hanson here.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Hey, man. I heard you like this game.
I'm lukewarm on this game, but we'll discuss it further.
Okay, and then I got Kyle Hilliard.
Hey,
I heard you hate this game.
I like this game quite a bit. I'm ready to talk about some JFG.
And I got Bryan Vore. I heard you've never heard of this game.
Well, we've never discussed that, but you picked correctly. I know the name of this game, but I don't know what the hell it is. Is it a shooter or it's a running? Is it a track and field in the future game?
It's an auto run game.
It is the first endless runner, as you can see. This is all you do. Is
You just run
toward the
around in that
screen.
circle.
I have apparently the worst sources informing me of who likes what games and whatnot. This is a Rare developed game on N64.
I think that was Matt Miller's sold save, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
he
a
Kilroy?
Kilroy, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No one else would do that.
Is it possible he reviewed this back in the day?
No.
We
wasn't
do
around
bots, right?
until like
That's
PlayStation 2. I think.
Replay standard.
So that means Matt Miller went into the vault, checked out Jet Force Gemini, and then played it for 3 hours and 44 minutes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, look
appears
at
to
that
be the
wide
case.
screen. You can see everything.
I'm impressed at the time. What widescreen TV even existed in the N64 days? Like, it was very cutting edge.
That was a big deal for this game because it was so cinematic. You know, they had to throw those black bars on there. It was really important.
And this is up-res with that expansion pack, by the way. This is a
You don't
sharp
need to tell
graphics
us,
game.
right? We can see it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord.
The
Hope you
frame
like
rate is
frames.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I walked in the room and I was like, "Yeah, Jet Force Gemini." I was like, "This looks terrible."
you know what? For N64, the character models do not look that bad compared to even like Bonds or Gold or Perfect Darks, I should say.
Yeah. Look at that cool dog. I
It
mean,
looks awesome, and you can play it in multiplayer. What else do you want?
Well, you can play it in single player too.
Oh,
Each
really?
one has their own like separate campaign, sort of.
Yeah, there's 4-player split screen multiplayer and co-op in single player, correct?
Yeah, there's like passive co-op. Like,
Passive.
yeah, like way before Super Mario Galaxy did that kind of stuff. Like one player would control, the main character, and then a second player would control this little turret by their shoulder that could fire and stuff.
Why is everyone
Yeah.
wearing oven mitts?
It's the future, man.
Oh no!
They gotta save these guys from the ants. They're like koala bears.
So this is really EDF before EDF, right? You only fight bugs in this game.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really the only enemy.
Yeah, look at that. Did you see that? That little bear just exploded. This game is incredibly graphic.
Yeah, and you can kill the bears too, because you're supposed to save the bears. But if they get caught in the line of fire, then you shoot the bear and they die. And they
Look at that
explode.
lens flare. Oh, the shadowing?
It's like Star Trek.
Shadowing? Look at that.
Look at those space shadows.
This
For the time?
This is Abrams. Clearly Abrams' favorite game.
So this is developed by Rare, we should probably point out.
Published by Nintendo.
Look at this story already.
Well, actually,
are separated.
published in North America by Rare. Published in Japan by Nintendo. And it
Weird.
came out October 11th in 1999.
These guys are busy. Didn't Perfect Dark come out in 99 or is that 2000? I think it might have been 2000.
Yeah, I think it was the
They're really
next year
prolific.
for them.
I wonder how big Rare was during the N64 era, because they really turned out a lot.
They were one of my favorite developers. This wasn't one of my favorite games. I had serious problems with the camera in this game.
Mainly the camera was the main
Oh
gripe.
man, we did not get along at all.
I really have a lot of love for this game, but I'm wondering. I haven't played in a long time, so we'll see how it goes.
I saw that they are shot down onto treadmills. Yeah. And then they stop running and then get teleported while the treadmill's still going under their feet.
It's the future, man.
Oh, this is where you choose your character. I remember this
and
now.
then we only have Juno right now
Okay.
Yeah, why are they on treadmills?
because their
Are
muscles
they
would
using like
atrophy
Oculus
in
Rift?
space.
Is that what's
Yeah.
going on?
So they need to constantly be in motion.
Yeah. You've seen 2001. Oh,
That's-
God.
Look at-
No!
That's so weird.
I think Rare was just really in love with the running animation, which explains that title screen as well.
Oh yeah, they're still running around in a circle on
Yeah.
the ship.
To be fair, it looks good.
That was an impressive running animation, yes.
Sparkly.
Brian pushing his glasses up. Yes, indeed.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent job, bro.
Yeah.
Another cool thing about this game is like Rare just threw all kinds of crap in it. Like we talked about the passive co-op, but then there's
Yeah.
also like an on-rails shooter that you can play too.
What?
And there's like, sort of more traditional multiplayer.
So it's like a Dead Space extraction.
Yeah, kind of. You're like going through the storage container of your ship, like shooting at cardboard cutouts of ants.
The team that made this game at Rare, they have multiple teams back in the day, was the Blast Corps team.
Huh.
Okay.
Reiner, have you ever been to Rare?
No, not many people were allowed to see them. They were one of those developers like the I can't remember the names of the brothers that worked at the studio, but they wouldn't do interviews.
Huh.
They were very secretive. What is that?
You guys like Gremlins? You guys like Yoda? Get a load of this.
You guys like purple smoking jackets? Oh, he's just mad at
we
me.
got rare voices.
Good. Where's Tim Turry when you need him?
I'm not going to read all this.
Oh,
Because this game is
Lord.
all about the story. Like, that was their big thing that they were pushing. Is that it's this cinematic story.
Is it kind of like a third-person Metroid?
No, it's just straight action, really. I don't really remember there being a lot of sort of unlockable areas, so to speak. I think some of the different characters might. I think like the dog has like rocket boots, so he can travel a little further, and that might have opened up some new areas.
Wow, these graphics rival those of Soda Drinker Pro, I'd say. Look at these
got a
awesome
nice
walls.
strafe.
Look at that.
How
Yeah,
do
it
you
looks
do that
not-
with that
looks pretty good.
one-stick analog controller? Like, this is...
Well, it's
I don't
interesting.
know
It's
how
kind of the
you're doing
same
this.
strafing controls as Perfect Dark and Goldeneye.
Yeah,
right?
Goldeneye, yeah. And then C up is jump. What is
Yes.
C down?
So I bought this game to
All
play.
right.
That's so cool.
that?
Oh man,
That's the
oh
worm.
wow, he's already here.
I want to see you use these awesome moves when you actually get into combat, Kyle, not just running around in the field.
All right.
I'm assuming it's an auto lock or like a triggered lock.
Yeah, I don't think
Type
you
of
even
shooting
press a
system.
button to lock. I think it just sort of locks on its own, if I remember correctly.
As this weirdo is explaining.
That's the thing is I bought this game
I'm
to
not gonna
like
read all
play
this.
at my lake lot because I have an N64 out there. And I thought this would be a good
Wait,
single
what?
player game.
At your lake lot?
Yeah, there's a lake lot I have that has like a shed, and we have like an N64 set up in there. And I bought this game, and that's what struck me is when I played it last year is just how much text there is in the beginning. I didn't expect that.
See, I probably should have
Yeah.
read this. Or I can just. There we go.
Oh,
Reiner, it's pure hedonism at that lake. No rules.
Just Jet Force
anarchy.
Gemini. Look at
Mario Party 2, it's a good time.
Highly sexual.
Oh, so much sexual tension. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah.
I like how they got that. They zoomed right into that leaf.
Yeah, look at this leaf. They didn't have much camera control back then.
nice looking gems, though.
Look, no one's doubting the gems. They're beautiful gems.
They actually look like they're on the ground. They have shadows.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we skip this? We can go ahead and kill some aliens.
Yes.
Skipping
Ants.
cutscenes was not an option back in this day.
That's right.
I remember playing this game in a retail store before it came out. It was one of those like on display at a kiosk, and it blew my mind back then. So that's actually why I bought it like last year. It's just based on that super early impression.
It's been on your list.
Yeah, it really has. I've always wanted to play it. Like I'm a fan of Rare. And
I got a VHS tape from Nintendo that had like Jet Force Gemini and I think like Donkey Kong 64 on it.
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, oh my god, that looks so awesome.
we watched the making of for the Donkey Kong Country that they made. Remember that, Reiner?
Oh,
For
that
that
was
replay?
awful. Yeah.
It was really bad. That's the one I got in the mail, and I don't know why.
We've come a long way since 1999.
But have we? Look at those things.
I mean, Nintendo Directs are basically the new Nintendo VHSs in the mail
Yeah.
that you
They
didn't
kind of
ask
are,
for.
actually.
See, I was a big Nintendo guy, NES days, Super Nintendo. But after that, I jumped firmly over into the PlayStation camp, and we got CDs, PlayStation Underground.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. The demo.
They were pretty sweet.
Now we get to
The
shoot
best
some birds.
was there's a DVD, I guess, that came with the
Look at that.
PS2.
See, you can collect the heads. Sorry to cut you off.
Gross.
Oh, that's all right. And you could control a camera. So I think it was going through like E3 on a press conference floor, and you could rotate the camera 360 and look wherever you wanted to. And I thought that was the coolest thing. That'd be a fun
What?
replay or second segment at some point. Just go play an old demo disc like that.
That would be cool.
Don't do it.
No.
All right.
Are you guys kidding me? Shoot that dumb thing.
He collected
He's
it.
I haven't
rescued.
killed any yet. See, you got the red X over them if you kill them.
Man, I would play those more than some games sometimes. Like, I played the demo for Guilty Gear
Yeah.
just a million times, and it was just like 2 characters.
Uh huh.
I was like, when is this game even coming out? There was no information on the internet about it or anything.
Yeah, I played
I
the
got
Colony
one.
Wars demo a lot. The Star Wars Masters of Terrakazi.
Yes.
Derek
Yeah.
Kazi.
Yep.
there's
Tony
like-
Hawk had the warehouse level. on.
Yep. And it's really all you need.
Yeah, it really is.
a lot of fun.
Whoa.
Tony Hawk 1, the best level. I mean,
The best
school,
level
The school is big.
Warehouse, but
Yeah.
most of those levels are fun.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
sweet.
Minneapolis, baby. That was in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Oh,
What was
yeah.
It
It
like?
was like just generic city, right?
Yeah, it was like Detroit.
It could have been anywhere.
Yeah, now that Sucker Punch is developing the open world Seattle for the next Infamous, I'm still waiting for something to take place in Minneapolis.
It'd be the Mall of America, like a zombie game.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Next Dead Rising, just product placement for the Mall of America.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be cool. You could have the Walker Art Museum spoon with cherry.
Minneapolis, come on by, replay viewers.
You could have Hanson's
let's see if these
orgy
fish,
lake lot.
Guys, let's see if these fish swim away from us.
Whoa.
Holy crap, look at that.
This is like Call of Duty Ghosts.
This is like Call of Duty Ghosts.
They're responding to you.
They acknowledge your presence.
They're responding me by they just don't care about humans at all.
Are there any dogs in this game?
Yeah, you play as one.
Space Dog.
Oh yeah, Space Dog.
This is basically
What
Call
am
of
I
Duty
thinking?
Ghosts.
I gotta say, out of all the demos I've ever seen for a game, that one just made me go, what is going on? When they started off, they're like, we have fish that react to you, and you're gonna care about a dog. I was like, going into that, I was like, expecting explosions and tanks and submarines and crazy rockets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what they were trying to sell me out of the gate.
It was weird that they showed a behind the scenes like making of look at the first reveal for the game. And it's funny because like in all of our videos, I always read the comments, people being like, "Oh, just show us gameplay. I don't want to see these dumb developers talking." And then that was my exact reaction watching the Call of Duty Ghosts, like, "Oh, just show us some gameplay."
It's good they kept going though. Like if they would have just stopped with that early tease, I would have been like, "That's a disaster." But by the end of it, I was like, "Okay, I'm excited for this game again."
All right.
I'm excited, that and Battlefield 4, just to see like the cutting edge of super explosions, roller coaster ride.
We're watching it right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's literally cricket noises happening right now, Kyle.
Call of Duty crickets.
Yeah, Call of Duty crickets.
Hey, Kyle, what do you think
That's
about
all there is crickets. Oh my goodness.
That's the soundtrack to Jet Force Gemini. It's cricket noises.
Kyle, what do you think about booting up Matt Miller's save just so we can see some later game content?
That 3 hours in?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Here's that little robot dude up there. That's what the little co-op robot guy looks like.
And he comes out of this guy's shoulder?
He just kind of floats near you, and then he has his own turret. Why can't I think? His reticle. His own reticle.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I was having so much trouble with that word.
Do you guys want to check out that later save?
Let's see.
In a bit, yeah. I'm curious where this goes from crickets.
Well, there's some percussion going.
Oh, the camera.
So you remember what you gave this back in the day, Reiner? Did you
I think
look
it was
up?
like a 7.5.
Okay, sure.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I seem to remember every review in this era always
there's
had
fall
some
damage.
section talking about how bad the camera was. I mean, they just did not have it figured out for like 5 years.
And that was something like when Spyro the Dragon came out, there was a guy on the team that just worked on that camera.
It's great.
And making sure when that was one of the first games that had a really good following camera.
Mm-hmm. And then of course Mario 64 had pretty, for the time it was pretty awesome.
Well, they thought about the world and the camera and made the spaces open so it didn't like constrict you and bounce around like you saw in here.
They even made the camera a character, so they really thought about it.
Oh, it's the Lakitu, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
In the cloud.
I wonder how you actually pronounce that. I always go Lakitu, but
I always say Lakitu.
Reiner, where do you come down on the pronunciation?
Dude floating on a cloud, looks like a turtle with glasses.
yeah.
You're adding a lot of extra letters there.
So, Kyle, did you get into the multiplayer in this game?
No, I just played the single player.
And Kyle, you were a huge fan of this because we were talking about Rare's going to reveal something at E3, and you're hoping it's a spiritual successor or sequel to this.
Yeah, I think, well, because like they had a lot of ambition for this game to make a really kind of cinematic sort of action game, and obviously the Nintendo 64 was kind of maybe not the best place to do that. Oh god.
Okay.
So I would like to see it revisited and kind of like blown out and to be this cool sort of action game.
You want Rare to make a cinematic, story-focused game?
Yes. Okay.
No, it's not okay at all.
I want more classic Banjo-Kazooie.
I would love new IP from them, but it certainly seems, I think they even hinted that they're going to be reviving a historic franchise.
Yeah,
It's going to be
phrase.
Killer Instinct, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
that
they just
trademarked
renewed the
recently?
trademark.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
well, it was
I'm not good at this
renewed.
game.
Like they didn't let it expire.
Yeah.
Which they could just be holding on to IP.
Right.
I just wonder what you do with the Killer Instinct when Mortal Kombat and the DC fighter, Gods Among Us.
Injustice.
Yes, I was thinking Invincible or something dumb like that.
It's impossible to remember.
But they've got that market, like the over-the-top fighter market,
this way. I'm gonna try
like done so well and so perfectly. Like, how do you even compete with that?
I
And
forgot fall damage.
what is the market of Killer Instinct fans anymore? Like, do they even still own consoles? Do they even play Like,
No.
like
I can't
where is that
imagine
market?
there's epic. Look, let's not. We can all pray that it's not going to be Killer Instinct, but like they had a teaser image theoretically in the Xbox One reveal. They showed the dashboard, and like in the lower right, you can see the Rare logo over a screenshot. It looks like from a game, and it looks like a tropical setting. So
I need a faster
I mean,
gun.
Jet Force Gemini is not a bad guess at this point.
Well, it
Yeah,
looked
there's
like
some tropical stuff.
I mean, the tropical thing was a different game. The Rare logo was on some guy that looked like a Roman emperor or something,
No.
right?
Well, that's
but
what I was
he was a dude who's standing in front of a tropical setting.
But I was wondering if maybe they meant like, because the quote was a historic franchise, and everyone assumed that meant, you know, a franchise from
Yeah,
Rare's
that's what I
past.
think. I think it's like a Roman type
But
of
it could
game or
be like
something.
a literally like.
Well, it'd be weird to make it the Roman one because
Oh.
Rise is already announced for Xbox One, and that's going to be set in Rome, you know?
Maybe we should
cornering
just
that
kill
market.
Just kill that guy, Kyle.
I guess so.
You can't make that jump.
Kyle's proven my point on the camera and the platforming in this
Oh,
game.
I did kill him.
There's nothing better than muscular bugs.
There we go.
better.
Okay, got a new weapon.
There's another quote for you for Ben Hanson.
So now I get the machine gun, I think. Hey, shoot chests open? Come on, that's cool.
That is cool.
All right, cool. Let's check out the gun, and then we'll go to Miller's save and
I gotta remember how to change weapons.
see some later game content.
Kyle, was there ever a sequel to this game?
No. Okay, that is not the change weapon.
Wow!
There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
You have to crouch
There
and then
we
roll.
go.
in order to
Yes.
change your
The
weapon.
crouch, then roll.
Yeah. All right, that's a pretty cool gun.
And now we can go unlock that one place.
Do the other characters have different guns, or are they all?
I think they all the same guns.
Did you guys play Nuts and Bolts?
No, I never did. That's before I had a 360.
Hanson, you would love that game.
I know, it does seem up my alley. I should give it a whirl. Also, Viva Pinata. I didn't have a 360 back then, and I've always been meaning to check that out.
game too.
Yeah, I know.
Is the
I
second one better than the first one?
It is.
I hear the
I think they're
soundtrack
like
is
the same.
amazing. That was the same composer as kind of their classic Rare stuff, and I've always wanted to check it out just for the soundtrack.
I'd play co-op with you on the second one.
We won't be doing that.
Okay. Man,
Is the
I
online
tend to your garden, dude. That's all I'm saying.
is the online
your
even
vows
working
for the wedding.
anymore for Viva
Oh, I killed
Pinata?
one of the tribals.
What'd you say, Brian?
The online even work anymore for Viva Pinata?
I bet it does.
Yeah, I haven't heard Microsoft shut down anything.
Remember when they had like a Saturday morning show based on Viva Pinata?
yeah.
They're really trying to spin it out as a brand, and I don't think it really worked.
Yikes.
And the weird thing
I
is,
remember that.
the franchise that's ready for a cartoon is Skylanders.
Yeah.
And there's nothing
Well, look how long it took them to get the Angry Birds movie. I mean, that's just getting off the ground now.
coming out in
my God.
2016.
Yeah, right.
With the Ratchet and Clank movie.
I can't imagine how, like, irrelevant Angry Birds will be by the time that movie comes out.
Oh, no, it's so big, dude.
Oh.
By the time that movie comes out, every kid will have, like, nostalgic feelings about the first
Yeah.
Angry Birds, you know?
Yeah, do we have a Punky Brewster movie coming as well?
I can't wait.
All right, let's take a look at Matt Miller's save.
All right, let's do this.
All right, so this is Matt Miller's save. We're playing as the second character, Vela,
Bella.
and she has some
Got like a
explosive
rocket
weapons.
launcher.
Yeah.
You realize Miller probably stopped playing at this point because he couldn't get past it. Or at least he died more than once, so I'm looking forward to you fighting your way through this.
Or it was Deadline, and it's like, well, we're done.
Or Miller's an important man, he has important things to do.
So let's use this big weapon on this guy. Whoa! There, I'm using that straight for you, Hanson. Like
Pretty sweet.
Oh, what's this one?
This is like a Mass Effect area.
Oh!
I don't understand that design. I need you to get closer to that enemy, Kyle, just so I can figure out his anatomy.
All right.
This
One
is a big-
continues.
How does
A
this
big
weapon
brown
work?
blur.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
the
can
big
charge
brown
this
blur.
up. Let's see. Did I hit him?
He's like a two-faced nemesis. And I want to learn more.
The two-faced gorilla.
Look at this. There's a cover system?
Or is he a walrus? What is he?
No, I'm manually covering. Is that a word? Or you can hold down the right trigger and then use the C buttons to move.
Reiner, do you know like the breakdown at Rare? Like who are the big figures? Are they still there?
Some of them are, yeah. I can't remember the name of the brothers to save my life.
There we go.
A lot of brothers in the gaming industry.
Yeah. Family businesses.
Do you still have hopes for the future of Rare?
boy, after Xbox 360, it seemed like they were starting out strong.
Cameo, baby.
Well,
Perfect
Cameo,
Dark.
Perfect Dark. And then Nuts and Bolts. But they were making games, and then they just kind of disappeared and did that Kinect Sports game.
Avatars?
And Avatars. They designed all those avatars for different companies and stuff
So I
like
guess
that.
the good news is we don't know if avatars are coming back next generation, so maybe that'll free up some resources at Rare.
That is one of my favorite parts of the Xbox One press conference was no avatars.
Oh, you don't like avatars?
Oh, I hate them.
But you spend a lot of time customizing yours, I'm guessing. Like he has like a Stegosaurus. Okay.
But I don't want to play as these generic characters in my games. I'd rather have the artists make new characters.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're trying to sell to a mass audience, do people need like a little cartoon version of themselves when they're trying to watch a Blu-ray? Like you don't see that on like a Roku player. It's like, oh, I've got to have a little man. So,
But they've probably made... Whoa,
Took care of that
what'd
for
you
me.
do?
I looked at them.
They probably made a lot of money off those avatar items.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
It's weird
seems
they
like,
wouldn't it's weird they wouldn't come out and say that they are coming back. I wonder why they're even hesitating on that, unless they're going to save a big avatar reveal at E3.
Ryan,
2 hours of avatars at the press conference.
did you ever sit down with anyone?
Yeah, I talked to Phil Harrison, talked to the Hirschberg over at Activision about Call of Duty.
Did you ask anyone about avatars, or were they just
No.
not talking about them?
No. Most of the comments or questions Andy and I asked were answered with no comment. So we were asking everything that wasn't like at the show. We didn't mention avatars, of course, because that'd be like the question 250.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we did ask about avatars when we were there a couple weeks before, and they said that there was no comment and they weren't sure yet.
Ooh, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Might as well throw them in there. I mean, it's not a big deal. And like you said,
get rid of them.
Some people like customizing that crap. Why not?
I will admit that every time I get a haircut, I do change my avatars.
That's the nerdiest thing.
So like 2 times a year?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
once a year, probably, give or take.
You add your new haircut to your avatar?
Yeah, well, it changes.
When you change your clothes every day, do you change your avatar to match it?
every day. First, I wake up,
Yeah.
I take care of the kid.
Uh-huh.
I turn on my Xbox and change my character's clothes. Usually go with the Super Meat Boy shirt.
If you're in a certain mood, you change the facial expression on your avatar.
That's right.
So with
I'm just going to stare blankly at you for a while, Kyle, as you answer this next question. But how do you think this held up?
This has not held up very well.
how do you think they would modernize this? Because I think this feels very 90s, even just in the look. Not just even if it was like awesome graphics.
I guess I just want like an orchestrated score with like a science fiction shooter. Like I think these would look cool in like modern. You know, we saw like this is sort of like Hanson said. This is kind of like a Mass Effect-y area. Like it would just be a cool sort of sci-fi universe that you could go and.
Would you
shoot
want it to
bugs
look
in.
cartoony?
Yes, I would like it to look somewhat similar to what it looks like now.
You want
Because
the
I like the character
the
designs and I like the
pigtails?
coloring and stuff
you
like
like
that.
the cheerleader outfit and the pigtails?
Well, maybe not the cheerleader outfit, but is your midriff showing? That's very 90s.
I never want to see this game again.
Oh,
Let's move on to roulette. All right, a roulette. We're taking a look at a game called Dragon Power.
Oh, you mean
It
Dragon
looks
Ball?
like it's just a standard game with a pretty crappy title, but it's actually a localization, as Ben Hanson just pointed out, of a Famicom game called Dragon Ball Riddle of the Shenlong.
Yeah.
That's the dragon.
So this was a licensed game in Japan, but they brought it over here and changed it for some reason.
So it was before Dragon Ball even made it to America, so they thought that just kind of making it more generic and making it more of a martial arts game and less of a Dragon Ball centric game would appeal to more people.
Oh, whoops.
Oh,
Sorry, I thought I could speed.
no, you cannot speed up the text.
So they took the Goku model and made him look a little bit more like a monkey and put a dumb headband on him.
But he's supposed to look
Well,
more
look at
like
those feet.
like a kung fu master now, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
especially on the box art, he just looks like a generic kung fu
Yeah.
dude.
Think
And
it
they
would-
changed a bunch of names. Like his name is still Goku, but Bulma appears in the game and her name is different.
Esther
And
Roshi's name is
Esther
different.
Roshi's different. They completely changed his appearance, so he just looks like an old like hermit with a
Oh
turtle.
god, we don't know who this is. We
he
don't
still
know our
has a-
Dragon Ball lore good enough.
And he still has a tail.
Oh, he does have a tail in these
Yeah.
scenes. Okay.
Okay.
And I should point out the story follows the first
on,
two
come on.
volumes of the manga or whatever you people call it.
Correct.
Correct.
God, I wish Dragon Ball and
Bulma. Yeah. Let's,
What is that? Oh, it's a person.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
no.
the Zelda.
Oh, and they also completely changed the music, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Like they didn't.
And the music is kind of fun for an NES game. I don't know if it just sucked before or it was like Dragon Ball specific before. It's so weird they would go through the effort of stripping out the music in the Dragon Ball game. It's not like we'd be confused, like, hey, this sounds like it's licensed from a show.
The weird thing about this game to me is that they went through all the trouble of localization, because Americans weren't familiar with Dragon Ball yet. But the stuff they changed it to doesn't make it any more necessarily welcoming to Americans.
No.
It's like, oh, I like this music. This is, this music isn't necessarily better. It's like I don't know. I guess I'm having trouble trying to say what I'm trying to say.
And Brian, you're playing, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So Kyle has no excuse for mumbling all over the place.
That's right.
Sorry, Kyle.
That's okay.
So in Japan, they released a bunch of follow-ups to this game on Super Nintendo, but none of those ever came here.
Is that the RPG stuff or is it still the action?
I think it's kind of like this.
Okay.
Zelda-like.
I know I played a Japanese Dragon Ball Z RPG back in the day that was really cool. That was for the Super Nintendo.
There have been some pretty good Dragon Ball Z fighting games and RPG type stuff that just never came here in the Super Nintendo era, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I remember seeing screenshots or something like back in the day, like, whoa, that would be cool if that ever came here, even though I've never watched a full episode or really cared about the series in any way.
Here's why I know you'd love this show, Brian. Not Dragon Ball so much. Dragon Ball's fun, but it's more quirky and weird. Dragon Ball Z is just because you love wrestling. You have learned to love wrestling, therefore you can learn to love Dragon Ball Z. They are so close.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they smack talk each other before they fight?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. The episode's full of smack talk.
Oh. Is there like I hear there's episodes where they're just charging up all like
That's what
for 3
people
episodes.
say, and that's true to some extent. Yeah, there are some episodes where people are just getting ready to attack. It's just a little foreplay, a little tension. You know?
So in Dragon Ball's fiction, is there a sword-wielding bear that has a bee friend?
Boom.
No, there's
Okay.
a grasshopper, but I think that's not until Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what that little flying guy would do.
What is happening?
What if Princess Toadstool talked this much in Super Mario Brothers, the first one? Like between every level, she was like yakking at you.
It's only that it's a waste of time.
Now, is she rescued now, or is she somehow
She's,
like
with you?
giving you a phone call?
She might still need to be rescued. I'm confused by the dog heads on the Roombas, or what the heck that enemy design is supposed to be.
Guys, I got a
That guy
stick.
looks like he's from Tron.
Did it drop poop?
I got a stick, guys, so watch out.
Oh, that's the bottom of the
staff.
tree.
The staff is from...
What?
What happened?
He buried his head in the dirt.
I'm very happy about your
I
game
had
over.
3 powers. 3 power points left.
Oh, and the Dragon Balls names were changed to Crystal Balls?
Yeah. Just, I like how the logo in Dragon Power, it has those weird slashes going down, like it's like the original Phantom Pain logo, you know?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, we could have actually
Well,
seen
we're
it.
not going to start this again. One thing, let's have Jason A. Striker, our producer, just flash the box art here because, well, he already did. We'll show it again.
Now let's talk about it, though, because, oh my God, I love this.
Running.
It's got a little Karate Man on it. Looks nothing like Dragon Ball at all.
Yeah, no. I guess the idea was that they, obviously North Americans didn't know about Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball's based on Journey to the West, so they wanted to base it a little bit on Journey to the West. I guess that's why.
Which is also a huge North American franchise.
Everybody Enslaved had been out by that point, so we all had played Enslaved and knew about Journey to the West.
Stephen Chow's actually making a new movie based on that. Have you seen that trailer, Kyle?
Yeah. I think there was is there a new trailer as well since the first one we watched? Okay, because I think I watched a new one this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And that movie continues to look insane.
And really cool. Remember when Stephen Chow, director of like Shaolin Soccer and Kung Fu Hustle, remember when he produced the Dragon Ball movie that came out a couple years ago?
Did he really?
Yeah, he produced it.
know that.
It is the biggest turd. I saw it in the theaters.
Why did you do that?
I could have thought it would be fun bad, but it's just bad
It's just bad.
Yeah.
What he also, he was also, what was that Seth Rogen movie with Green Hornet?
Yeah.
Right? He almost directed that.
Oh.
And
I
he was
heard
gonna,
he-
and he was going to play the sidekick guy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Which I think would have been pretty crazy. I would have liked to see that.
All right, I'm going to shut you nerds up here and end the episode.
The Stephen Chow hour, apparently, all of a sudden.
Chowcast.
This is definitely an interesting piece of gaming history, and whoever localized it really messed up.
Yeah, bad job, you guys.
But thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week on Replay.
Oh, I'm crying.